Hello everyone.
Okay. Yeah, I think some small delay because of the number of candidates. Um, in fact, we sent the email to LFX the last possible day. So I think they are organizing the communication, the notification for the candidates, the selected candidates, and then they will ask you to accept who will receive the email. Okay, we can start. Bobby will join in some minutes. I want to share with you some slides, and because I'm sure that everyone wants to join the project. One will be the mentee, but the other one can join the project as volunteers. So I want to share with you some things about the organization of the program. Okay, for new members, we have some list of the code of conduct, the privacy policy, the term of use, antitrust policy, and code of conduct, the last link. And I can share the presentation of each meeting. And also you can find the recorded meeting on YouTube channel. I created, I updating that page is that one. Okay. And about today, I'd like to talk with you about the program dates. And the first step are 2 weeks of onboarding and orientation sessions. After that, we can start a training stage and some coding steps. But the two bullet points are, yeah, it's not split. I mean, people who are training at the same time can code something, and on the contrary, people who are coding can train, can study, can learn. So it's can be made at the same time. Okay, at the end of May, selected MD should receive notification and accept the project. And we have the first 2 weeks of June to spend on onboarding and orientation session. And after that, we can work on the project until the end of November. The idea is to create prototype of the project, work on the incubation step of the Hyperledger, and also to create a stable team of maintainer and contributor. So about the first week, we'll talk about our organization. We have one week meeting week each Monday, and we have around 24 weeks to work on the project. 2 weeks on onboarding, and also we can spend some days, some weeks for holidays. Yeah, I propose, for example, in August, and like the previous edition, and about 20 weeks for training, coding, but also for meetup, as the previous edition. Okay, we should consider training for everyone, as we have different background. We have people who have background in machine learning and AI, like me, or in education and training. Some people have background in technical writing, and other one in social media marketing. Some people already have a good portfolio, so can work on the back end and the front end of the project. We share books, online courses, and other document sources for training. I think I can share with you a list at the end of the meeting. I can update that page, starting with a list of some sources, but I'd like that also you share with me your list. Okay, sorry. And okay, about the program, we would like to have two groups. One clearly for the implementation, and can be subgrouped on AI development team, backend development team, front-end development team. It's not fixed. Someone can work on front-end and backend and at the same time. Someone can work on the three topics, no problem. But also, yeah, I think very, very important also to have a business group and to work on social media team and to organize the meetup and to work on the educational and training topic. This is important because this is a new project, and in my opinion, we have to work following the feedback from the other community and the other organizations. So it's very important to have feedback for other people, and it's for this reason it's important to share our knowledge and our project to other communities. So it's important to have a social media team to organize meetup and also to create documentation for our development team and to share on social media, creating posts and so on. Okay, how to handle the implementation, the development activities. So we have different background. We can work on that in the first step, spending some time for the training. But also we have one mentee, which responsibility and commitment, and other people are volunteers. Me, I volunteers, but also the other mentors, the advisor, all people are volunteers. So we cannot think in terms of deadline and so on, but we can use this. We can solve in this case assigning each task to different people, to each team. For example, if we want to for the next week we want to create a graphical user interface component, we assign that task to all the people of the front-end group, and at the end of the week some people implemented the component, and we can choose the best solution for everyone. I don't know if you agree, and but very important, every time we have to test and document each task, also using the standard language like UML, using schemas, tables, code, and so on. And in that case, which is also useful for the business team, can use those documents for creating blog posts, white paper, documentation, and so on. But this is a way to handle the fact that we have all people are volunteers. So I also know that many people are students, so they it's not mandatory to respect the deadline. But if we assign each task to different developer, to different people, we can have some of them that completed at the same time the task, and we can choose the best solution to move forward. Okay, but we also another issue could be the dependency and availability, because we expect the left solution. We have a component A which depends on the component B. This is the best solution, but sometimes related to a synchronization issue, we can have the component A which depends on component B, but component B is not available. But we can solve, in this case, creating a stub, which is a very minimal, the smallest part of the program, which emulate the behavior and returns the same structure. Okay, for example, we can think to, in that case, we should implement some component of the front end. The front end will send request to the API, but at the moment we don't have the API. So, but we can create the smaller API in our computer, locally in our PC, in order to replace with a sample message schema or a sample message, standard message, which is the answer to one question, for example. In that case, the system can, the front-end developer can send requests to the system, which is emulated. On the other hand, if the issue, the unavailability is related to the A component, we use the same technique, but in that case, that model is named driver. Okay, about the code for that, during the program, the idea is to have the standard repository, the GitHub repo, always available and always well documented. In that case, we have the benefit is that other organization or company can read documentation, download the code, and test locally. But how to manage the new version? So we can have do the change in local repository and send pull request of the final version. So after the test, and when I receive the pull request, I test in my PC and merge the changes. So it's important. We should push tested code every time. Just one important thing about the components. So the idea is to work on the backend component, front-end component, and also the other part of the system. I don't know, the in-memory database. And I'd like to maintain the AI part for myself. And also, I'd like that some people who has background in AI can help me. But it's important that before to change that part, the AI part, model part, it's important to have enough skill or to learn enough skill during this program. Okay, about the mentee, one of you will be the mentee, and the Hyperledger Foundation expects to commit between 15 and 20 hours a week for the official mentee, and he or she has to create a clear timeline in June with me, and she has to document and respect that timeline. So it's important also to document all the steps and create like a Gantt chart, document the tables with different activities, the progress, like a progress bar to understand which part of the project has been implemented and so on. And we also share that page to the LFX people. About the first change, I'm working on the local version of the, I will start to work on the local version of the CPU because the idea, also Swapnil suggests to me to do that, the first bullet point, to create a local version for CPU execution, like a smaller API with a smaller AI model. In that case, we can debug in the easiest way. We can also start to work to other component. So if people can download the API and run locally, can start to implement in React the user interface in order to send requests to the model and so on. But also maintain the Google Colab notebook for GitHub repo, and I will show one small change done during this weekend. And the idea is also to create an on-demand GPU cloud version or local version if you have a strong GPU card, in order to test the whole system. So a prototype version of the system. So we can start from the first point. And here we have the communication channels that already exists, and one is the public calendar meetings, and we have every Monday a weekly meeting, but we also have the Discord channel, which is the server is Hyperledger, the channel is AI FAQ. Many of you are already using the channel, and thank you for the support. And you can also use the LinkedIn and emails, but the mentor team at the moment, me and other mentors are using that communication channel. So if you don't need to, if you have emergency, you can use the standard other channel. So this is an image of the Discord channel. Okay. Question. Okay, one. We can add option for user to select both option local as well as online. Okay, the idea is to start the first change. My idea is to have the first change adding the API version to the current one. So let me share again the screen. Last weekend I changed something. So the current version consider at the moment 3 sources of document sources. One is the, where is, sorry, maybe I miss one image. Okay, three sources because we have the wiki page, which is suitable for web document, and the GitHub issues and pull requests, and the read docs loader, because I saw that some answer from the system was very, very dirty, lots of HTML tags and so on. So to solve that, I changed the document loader using the standard read docs loader from LangChain, but it needs to download the read docs version, for example, on Hyperledger Fabric. Something from Hyperledger Fabric. Here we can download the read docs. I downloaded that one. Let me share. Okay, that one, and also uncompressed inside the in my in my Google Drive, and now the answer is good quality. And so the idea is to have that version but in the standard repository, but also an AI version in the SRC folder, in order to have to give the opportunity to create new components to contributor, and also, for example, the front-end component working with the API, also locally with our smallest AI model. The other question, okay. Can you share the presentation PDF from today with us? Yes. Okay, my presentation, I will share. The presentation in the current presentation. Okay, yeah, I added here. User can select between local and online LLM. Online, what does it mean online? Because online we have ChatGPT and we cannot use. The idea is to have two versions. Let me share. Two versions of the inside the SRC. We have that one and add another folder with the API scripts, Python scripts, like standard software. I want to create a requirements txt file, API py, and I don't know, config file dot YAML model script, util script, in order to have two steps. One is the ingestion step, and after that, the system can run an API which provide a service and wait for request from an external user. Okay, online like our own hosted LLM running on server or either or our infrastructure, but local, I mean running on this local. Okay, our infrastructure it's too expensive, so at the moment we can use the cheapest solution, which is okay. Let me share the presentation. Okay, the second one is the current version. And I think I'd like to continue to have that version on the GitHub official GitHub repo, because everyone can easily test the system and also give us the feedback. And now we can work on the first version, which help us to work on the other components. For example, if we have the smaller AI model integrated in an API, we can start to work on the React component, because we have that system which will be able to reply to our question. And also after, when we have the first version, I will update the GitHub repo, adding another folder inside SRC. And during this program, we also work on the container architecture. And when we have a good version, we can test on an on-demand GPU cloud. One can be RAM pod, but we have other solution, cheaper solution. And in that case, we can also add another folder inside the GitHub repo with the on-demand GPU cloud version. Okay, no other question. Yeah, I see. Hello, Bobby. Good morning.
Good morning. Sorry, I was a few minutes late.
No problem. Yeah.
No excuse other than waiting for coffee.
Perfect.
I do want to, if you could go back and share your screen with the business, the diagram with the two different things, that would be great.
Yes, sure. Yeah, that one.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
I do want to thank everybody for continually showing up to these calls. If you do stick it out with us for this, it's going to be worth it. You're going to get so much exposure to open source community, how it works. You're going to be a big part of it. Again, what you put in is what you get out. Look at Gianluca. He, did the collaborative learning thing last year, and now he's running a program. I am going to drop in the chat information on the collaborative learning program in case anyone's interested in doing it formally, so that you earn a badge on your digital badge you can put on your LinkedIn, you can put on your resume. I don't think it's set up for this year yet. I'm going to write Min a letter today, so that's my to-do item, to get that to say 2024 and have our project listed. That way you get all the I am always willing, and I know Gianluca would probably say the same thing, Arunima as well, Tripura and Swahili too. If you are moving past us and need a letter of recommendation or anything, we are more than willing to go onto a portal and, answer the questions, write a letter of recommendation for you. We encourage you to put this stuff on your resume, on your LinkedIn profile, host meetups, talk about it every chance you get. Because again, the community at open source is only as strong as the amount of people who are excited about it. So the business part of this runs parallel to the technical part. And again, I learned so much about the way things work. Like some of us might know how to code, but might not know how to work with other people, which was my big stepping stone or problem when I first got into open source, because I've always been a teacher my whole life. I've taught, computer science forever, but I never had to share my repos with anybody. It was always done in like curriculum format where you download the lab program or the additional materials, and everything was right there to share. I never had to do pull requests. That was a big learning thing for me. And again, and if you're not familiar with that, that's something that you'll pick up as we go along. So don't worry about if you are not as technical. The technical pieces will fall in. If like the word Docker or container, you're like, what is that? Don't worry. The way it falls into place, it was new for me too, because again, I just used curriculum. I never really actually had to deal with open source. And once I started, I love it. It's an incredible way to work. I love the environment. I love how everything is like a group decision. We move forward as a team. And that to me is very important. So the business end, we can be the best coders and have the best AI thing. And unless we work on our business end, no one's going to know about it. It's just going to sit in a GitHub repo and no one's going to use it. So that is vitally important to get the business sense out there. And again, like Gianluca keeps hinting to, funding, and once we get some support, these things, companies might say, once we get a prototype, we're going to do a meetup for the entire Hyperledger community. We're going to have Accenture, DTCC there. We're going to have the Linux Foundation listening, and all those people, and they might want to support this project and join our lab and move it through incubation and get it as a tool in the Hyperledger community, and maybe even further the Linux Foundation community as well. But again, we need to make sure that they know it's happening. So once the tech team has something, and again, we'll all be in all the calls, we'll all have like a little section to talk about. If you're a writer, if you know about AI tools for social media, for writing, for documentation, we want to hear you as a teacher teach us about it. You have that spot on the wiki page. If you don't have your own wiki page under our lab, go to the lab, go to overview, go to AI FAQ, and see where everybody has a page. Just go and create a page, just a simple directory, and you can put your stuff there. And then when we come to these meetings, if you have something to share with us, say, I just came across this great resource, I put it in the resource tab, or I want to show you how to use this social blogging AI tool, anything. We want to learn this summer as much as we can. So again, the business team consists of the social media team, which will be working on getting this out there through blogs in the Hyperledger community, through the Discord channels, through LinkedIn, and any other Twitter, whatever, Instagram, all the fun stuff that comes up. The meetup organizers are the ones who will be in charge of the presentations. So I run the Hyperledger Princeton meetup. I also run the Princeton blockchain and AI meetup. And that one has like 2,000 members, and I can, in a second whip up a stage for us to explain what we're doing to 2,000 people. If they show up, and we make it attractive enough through our social media blogs that they want to learn about it. So the meetup organizers would be helping with that, like making sure the presentation is okay, the speakers are there, making sure the social media team knows about the presentations. And again, I feel that Gianluca and Arunima and Tripur got kind of short-sheeted last time because there was no global forum last year where we would have stood up and talked about our documentation standards. We would have showed you guys the metaverse we built, which we will do. I'm gonna put all this stuff in the metaverse as well. That's what I do. So that global forum should be absolutely coming around this year. I heard rumors about it. They were talking about it, but I'm not sure. But that's one of the big stages where we talk about this. Also, we were at Consensus just last week. That was news to me. That's great. I mean, we can, talk about this at Consensus if we have it just, we can go as far as this as we're willing to work on the stuff for the meetups. And that's just if you have your own meetup you want us to go to, if there's an open source speaking engagement you want to sign up for. A lot of the speaking engagements in open source are pro bono, meaning you just go and you just talk about your project to get networking done and other things. So if you are familiar with a meetup that talks about open source, feel free to bring it to the group and say, I want to do this meetup. And we'll support that as well. So again, we're going to be learning a lot more about how to set up a meetup. I'll show you about how to get free Zoom rooms, how to record the Zoom, how to do it onto your YouTube channel, how to automatically, do things to set up these meetups, because it is the back end of that. Setting up a meetup is interesting as well. Learning about the applications that help you do that. And then education. This is where, I mean, this is a product that is very marketable. Other companies will want to know about this and use it. And if we do, good educational materials, there's no reason we can't publish them. I'm looking at KDP. I've been looking at it for a while. I really have to get moving on it, which is Kindle Direct Publishing, which means if we format it correctly, and I have IBSN numbers, I have barcodes, I have all the things we need to get it published. If we market it, social media, meet up about it, these books might sell, and we might be able to set up these nodes ourselves. So again, the business end is very interesting. We'll learn about business plans. We'll learn about how to keep things moving smoothly to support the technology team, because the hard work is the technology. But again, you need to know about it to move forward. So does anybody have any questions about that end of it for me?
Or if someone wrote the question inside. Okay, I see. Okay, Aruma.
Yes, you have to go.
Okay, we leave, no problem. And yeah, I just want to add that I agree perfectly, because I'd like to add that we want to create a prototype which is needed from other communities and organizations. So it's important to share our point of view, to share our software, and also so to organize a meeting to post something on the social media, and also to work on the education and the training topic. This is important for share our knowledge, but at the same time to learn and upskill, because you know that the training step, it's a way to improve your skill on the same topic. This is my opinion. And about the one question, I think the LFX people are still working on the selection process, because no one received yet the email, the notification. And but I'd like to share to start sharing some knowledge resources on the technical topic, like I don't know, one book on AI, one courses on Udemy courses, and so on. What do you think, Bobby?
I personally will suggest the edX courses from
Yeah.
on blockchain and on Hyperledger. I know the author; she's fabulous. So I would suggest those. They're complimentary unless you want to take the exam. Once you take the exam, again, you will earn a digital badge. So that's an interesting course. So just do edX blockchain and you'll see the introductory course and then the Hyperledger course. And the Hyperledger course is a deep dive into the community. It will talk about every aspect of the Hyperledger community and what each of the tools do, what each of the special interest groups do. So again, that is a great primer for Hyperledger. I
Okay.
can send those links. Just give me 2 seconds to find them.
Okay. Thank you.
And then also if, I always like to challenge the people in the room, if you have a great AI tool that you've just learned that fits in anything we've talked about, and you'd like to teach us about it, please just either let us know at the next meeting, drop us an email in the, drop us a note in the Discord or, whatever you want. But please step up and let us know what you know. At least that's how I
Okay.
feel.
So, because I like to update this. Okay, perfect. I'd like to update this page, adding the I don't know. Okay. Other question? Anyone want to ask some question?
Okay, I put those 2 courses in the chat for anyone who needs them.
Okay.
And again, they are complimentary unless you want to sit for the exam.
Okay. So I can copy these 2 links um, on the wiki, our wiki.
I'm already dropping it in.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
So I'm just going to put it in the meeting notes for today.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Any question? Okay. Will we be assigned teams or choosing one? Yeah, I think they can choose.
As
Probably.
many as
What do
you
you
want.
think?
If you can handle a workload like that, that's great. You can be on any team. Again, you'll be privy to what's happening on each team because we're going to discuss it during the meeting. So again, it's kind of like if you volunteer to do something at a meeting and it's due the following week, we just ask if you say you're going to do it just to do it, but we're not going to, so it's kind of you step up to the role and as much as you put in is what you'll get out.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
And I
Any
will,
other question?
okay, so that is, I'll put a link to the saved page in the chat, and then I think we're done. So I put those education sites on the wiki page where we have today's agenda, and Gianluca put the presentation link. So everything you should find there. And if you're on that page and you don't have your own wiki page, that's where you would log in and hit that create button and then just name the page your name. So that's what I did, and that's where I'm putting the stuff that I'm working on when I come up with something I want to share with the group. That's where I put it, so I know where it is. And also, if you come across any great resources about AI chatbots that we can discuss in the meetings, there's the resource page there for you to drop that in. Feel free to use this wiki as it's your own.
Okay. Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you. And Oh, somebody got
Okay.
disconnected while we were talking about the LFX program. I think just Gianluca had said that they hadn't come up with the candidates yet for this year. They're still working through the applications. The meeting is recorded. We'll drop the link on this mentorship page where it has the last link I dropped in. It has our meeting for June 3rd there. We'll put the links that we need there as well. And again, if you want just, you don't have to know anything about blockchain projects. We're going to kind of teach you as we go, but the more information you bring with you, the better you are. So those classes, again, are complimentary. Just read through them, glance through them, and you'll get a really good general, a basic foundation for moving forward. Any more questions?
Yeah.
And it's just great to see everybody here. I'm sorry, I just had to add that. Get served up.
Yep. Gianluca, I wanted to ask that I create the API using Olama and I directly load, I change this and directly load the Hugging Face LLM models. I show the results in the Discord after 2-3 hours. So I wanted to ask that is it okay or I need any further modification?
Okay. Yes, sorry. Yeah, as I checked your code, and it's pretty good. But yeah, we will stay under Apache 2 license, so we can. Yeah, that is a great example and also a great proof that our system can work, and also it's can be cheaper. Okay, so it's pretty good, but we will use open source tools to do the same. And I don't remember the tools, but in the Discord channel, I checked out and wrote that some of them it's closed source, so we have to change. We have to change. So, but I start working on the API component, and I will update. I will push the code on the GitHub repo as well as I finish, and so we can integrate. We can start integrating that part, that API, in your system, and after that we can work on the result.
Okay, great.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay, thank you. Some other question about and how do we find out next meeting? Okay, about the on the presentation, you will find all the link. Okay, I will share. Let me share the presentation of today. We have all the link starting from here, and the other link are okay. Yeah, that page you have the Hyperledger public calendar meetings. So every Monday at the same hour, we will meet. We also have a Discord channel with different people, nice people that they help. And also the guy told 1 minute ago, sorry, he shared a very interesting video on that. And the other question is, yeah, and also I can share the recorded meeting. we use React. The idea is to use, yes, the React JS, or next it's similar, so we can decide together. I don't know if Swapnil is in today. No, is not. But we can decide together. It's pretty similar because the front end part it's an external component of our system, so we can choose the what we want. How can be part of the team which interests us? Everyone can express the interest of one topic, and so on the background, but also on if other reason. For example, I like to work on the AI, but if you want, you can help me in that topic. I also hope that someone won join the business team, which is very important to share our knowledge and our project to the other communities. We can use Cloudflare workers for backend APIs. It charges. I don't know. We will check. The idea is to have one software similar to that one. For example, a container architecture with installation guide. In that case, for example, one company can download the architecture, install Docker, and run the system in the easiest way, locally or on cloud. We should be the requirements for getting a push request method like Chromium and Brave as a whole set of unit tests. We can work on that at the moment. Pull request, because at the moment we have very tested version, so everyone can download the notebook and it works because I tested very well. So at the moment, I like to wait before to merge any kind of change of the software. But we can talk on that topic during the program. Yes, when we can decide how to implement different component. I also shared a working prototype. Can you give you a suggestion? Yeah, also I see the two prototype and two videos, and they are both very interesting. And also I see, Sarvesh, that you also spend $4, if I remember right, to test on cloud. And so this proof are very interest. These two POC very interest for me, that you want to. So good work. Yeah, good work. And we cannot refund this $4, Sarvesh. Yeah, but it's a good way to also to understand how can expand. Also, Sauradeep share the price list of the AWS. So we also know that it's cheaper than we thought. The system can be cheaper if we will use 24 gigabyte of memory. Okay. Other question, or we can stop there?
Yeah. Everybody have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bobby. Have a nice week.
Thank you,
and
Gianluca.
see you. Thank you. Talk soon. Bye.